For 6 years, they have sat on their thrones, the kings of crypto, the top 5. They built their empires on early adoption, massive hype, and the belief that nobody could ever challenge their dominance. They looked down on us. They called us the mobile clickers. They said we were a joke. They said we were too slow. They said we were dreaming. They thought the game was over. They thought they had won. They were wrong. While they were getting comfortable, while they were fighting with regulators, while their networks were getting clogged and expensive, we were building an army in the shadows. Today, the tide turns. The data is in. The regulatory landscape has shifted. And the sleeping giant we have spent 6 painful years waking up is finally ready to move. I'm not talking about Pi gradually climbing the charts over the next 10 years. I'm talking about a violent, overnight shift in power that will shock the entire financial world. I'm talking about Pi Network overtaking the biggest names in crypto before they even know what hit them. Today, I'm going to show you the exact mechanics of how the ultimate underdog story is about to become the ultimate victory. And trust me, what I'm about to reveal about the supply situation will blow your mind. But first, we need to talk about why the current kings are living on borrowed time. Hello again, Pi Network pioneers. I'm your host, Nathan. Before diving deep into our video, let's greet and welcome my incredible pioneers from around the world. Whether you're watching from Nigeria, Papua New Guinea, United States, India, Philippines, Canada, Kenya, or anywhere else on this beautiful planet, I'm absolutely thrilled to share this incredible news with you today. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you're always in the loop with the latest Pi Network updates. And don't forget to drop a comment saying Pi Network to the moon, along with your country and flag. Let's fill the comments with pioneer pride and show the world how powerful and united our global community really is. So, let's dive right in. It's time to settle the score. Before we talk about why Pi is going to win, we need to be brutally honest about why the current kings are about to lose. Look at the top 5 cryptocurrencies today. They seem invincible, right? Trillions of dollars in value. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Solana. These names have dominated the space for years. But if you look closely, their foundations are crumbling. And I mean really crumbling. Let's talk about the big stablecoins first, like Tether. They are the bloodline of the current crypto market. Billions of dollars flow through them every single day. But here's the problem. Regulators absolutely hate them. The US government is actively trying to shut them down. They want transparency. They want oversight. They want control. And guess what? These stablecoins were built in a time when nobody cared about regulations. They were built for speed and profit, not compliance. If they fall, and many experts think they will, the whole market crashes with them. They are literally living on borrowed time. Now let's talk about exchange coins like BNB. Binance is the biggest exchange in the world. They process more trades than anyone else. But they are under attack from every government on Earth. Their CEO stepped down. They are paying massive fines in multiple countries. The walls are closing in on them. Their dominance is fading fast. When your entire value is tied to an exchange that might not exist in 5 years, that's a serious problem. Let's talk about Solana. Everyone loves Solana because it's fast. Transactions happen in seconds. But here's what nobody wants to talk about. It crashes multiple times. A global financial network cannot just turn off for a few hours because it got too busy. That's not the future of money. That's a beta test that never ended. And then there is Ethereum, the godfather of smart contracts, the coin that started it all. But now it's slow and expensive. Nobody wants to pay a $50 gas fee to buy a $5 coffee. Think about that. You literally pay 10 times more in fees than the actual purchase. That makes no sense for everyday people. It's becoming a network for the rich, not for the people. And that goes against everything crypto was supposed to stand for. Here's the truth that nobody wants to say out loud. These coins were built for the Wild West era of crypto, an era of no rules, massive speculation, and only focusing on tech-savvy users who could figure out complicated wallets and seed phrases. But that era is dead. The regulators have arrived. The mainstream is here. Regular people want to use crypto without needing a computer science degree. And the old kings are not ready for the new rules of the game. They're trying to adapt, but it's too late. You cannot build compliance into a system that was designed to avoid it. But there's one project that saw this coming from day one, and what they did about it is absolutely genius. While the old kings were busy getting rich and fighting lawsuits, what was Dr. Nicholas doing? He was doing the hardest, most boring, most painful thing in crypto. Something that nobody wanted to do because it wasn't sexy. It didn't make headlines. It didn't pump the price overnight. He was building a real user base, a massive, verified, compliant user base. And he spent 6 years forcing every single one of us to prove we were real human beings through the KYC process. We complained about it. Oh man, did we complain. It was slow, it was annoying, it required uploading documents, it required waiting weeks sometimes for approval, but it was genius. Absolute genius. Because today, Pi Network is the only massive decentralized network on the planet that knows exactly who its users are. We have over 50 million verified humans. Think about that number. That's not 50 million downloads, that's not 50 million bot accounts, that's 50 million real people who proved their identity. That's a nation. That's bigger than the population of Spain. That's bigger than Canada, that's bigger than Australia. Why does this matter? Because the new rules of the game demand it. The recent MiCA regulations in Europe changed everything. These regulations basically said, if you don't know who your users are, you cannot operate here. Period. No exceptions. The top 5 coins are terrified of this law. They are full of anonymous wallets. They are full of bots. They are full of people using 10 different accounts. They cannot comply without completely rebuilding their entire systems from scratch. But Pi Network was built to comply from day one. While everyone else was ignoring regulations and hoping they would go away, Dr. Nicholas was building a fortress that could withstand any regulatory storm. We didn't build for the Wild West. We built for the future of regulated global finance. While the others are trying to patch their sinking ships, we are sitting in a brand new battleship that is already approved for open waters.
This is the secret weapon that allows us to leapfrog them overnight. When the big institutional money finally decides to enter crypto, and I'm talking about the trillions sitting in pension funds and banks, they cannot buy the risky, unregulated coins. Their lawyers won't let them, their boards won't let them, the government won't let them. They have to buy the compliant one. There is only one coin on that list. It's Pi. But compliance alone doesn't create an overnight overtake. There's a mathematical formula at play here that most people completely miss, and when you understand it, everything clicks into place. So how does it happen? How does a coin that isn't even fully trading yet overtake giants with billions in daily volume? How does Pi go from outside the top 100 to top 5 in a matter of weeks or months? It's not magic, it's not hype, it's pure math. It's about supply shock and demand tidal waves. Let me break this down in a way that makes perfect sense. Think about the supply side first. This is where it gets really interesting. For 6 years, 50 million people have been mining. That sounds like a lot of Pi, right? Billions of coins have been mined. But Dr. Nicholas did something incredibly smart. something that nobody fully appreciated at the time. He introduced the lockup mechanism. Right now, over 80% of pioneers have voluntarily locked up their Pi for up to 3 years to get a higher mining rate. They traded immediate access for long-term rewards. What does that mean? It means that on day one of open mainnet, the vast majority of the Pi supply is off the market. It cannot be sold. It cannot be traded. It's frozen. The actual circulating supply, the Pi that is available to buy on exchanges, is going to be tiny compared to the total supply. We're talking maybe 10 or 20% at most. Now let's look at the demand side. This is where things get explosive. You have the institutional money I just talked about, desperate for a compliant asset. That's billions of dollars of buy pressure just sitting there waiting for the green light. You have the 50 million existing pioneers who want to buy more to increase their stack now that it's real. Many of us have been mining for years but never bought any because we couldn't. Now we can. You have the hundreds of millions of people who missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, seeing Pi as their second chance. They watched Bitcoin go from pennies to tens of thousands. They don't want to miss the next one. And most importantly, you have the ecosystem demand. We aren't just launching a coin, we're launching an entire economy. We have apps for travel, for commerce, for gaming, for social media, all ready to go on day one. All of them require Pi to function. Imagine millions of people needing to buy Pi just to book a hotel or play a game or buy products. That's not speculative demand. That's utility demand. That's real economic activity. So here is the formula for the overnight overtake. Write this down because this is the key to understanding everything. Massive, relentless global demand plus tiny frozen supply equals explosive price action. When billions of dollars try to squeeze through a tiny door of available supply, the price doesn't just go up a little bit. It doesn't climb steadily. It teleports. This is basic economics. When you have way more buyers than sellers, prices skyrocket until they find equilibrium. We could see Pi shoot past the market caps of Solana, BNB, and Tether in a matter of days, simply because there is no one selling to soak up the demand. The market cap is just the price multiplied by the circulating supply. If the price skyrockets because of a supply shock, the market cap explodes with it. You don't need massive trading volume to have a massive market cap. You just need scarcity and demand. Think about it like this. If there are only 100 Lamborghinis in the world and 1 million people want one, what happens to the price? It goes through the roof. Pi is about to become the Lamborghini of crypto. And when that happens, the implications for price go far beyond what most people think is possible. Now the skeptics are still screaming, "Nathan, that's crazy. You can't overtake the top 5. The price won't go that high. You're delusional." They are still thinking too small. They are stuck in the old framework. If Pi is just a trading token, just another speculative asset that people buy and sell for profit, then sure, maybe they're right. Maybe it stays at $10 or $50 or even $100. But if Pi is what we built it to be, the new global reserve currency for everyday life, then a massive price is not just possible, it is necessary. Let me explain what I mean by necessary. This is crucial to understand. Think about the scale we're operating on. We have 50 million users today. We want to power global commerce, travel, and finance. We want Pi to be used by billions of people around the world for everyday transactions. You cannot run a global economy on a coin that is worth $10. There isn't enough liquidity. The system would break down immediately. Here's a simple example. Let's say you want to buy a house with Pi. Houses cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. If Pi is worth $10, you need to transfer tens of thousands of PiCoins. That's clunky, that's inefficient, that doesn't work at scale. But if Pi is worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars per coin, suddenly everything becomes simple. You can buy a house with a handful of Pi. You can make large business transactions easily. The system flows smoothly. If Pi is going to overtake the top 5 and become a true global standard, the price per coin must be astronomically high to handle the sheer volume of human economic activity. The consensus value of $314,159 isn't a greedy wish. It isn't a meme. It is the economic requirement for a scarce digital asset to function as global money for billions of people. Think about gold for a second. Why is gold so expensive? Because it's the store of value for the entire planet. The total value of all gold in the world is over $10 trillion. That's because it has to be. You need that much value to represent global wealth. Pi is digital gold, but better. It's programmable, it's instant, it's global, and it has a user base that gold never had. Overtaking the top 5 isn't the end goal. It's just the first step toward Pi becoming the base layer of the new financial world. When that happens, when Pi is the currency that powers everyday life for billions of people, the price will reflect that reality. It has to.
Pioneers, look at where we are right now. For 6 years, we were the joke. We were the underdogs. We were the ones with the fake app. We were the ones the crypto experts laughed at. They said we were wasting our time. They said it would never launch. They said even if it launched, it would be worthless. We held through the bear markets. We held through the delays. We held through the ridicule of people who thought they were smarter than us. But every day you pressed that button, you were building the future. Every time you verified your identity, you were becoming part of the most compliant, most ready network in crypto. Every time you invited a friend, you were expanding the army. The old kings are tired. Their foundations are cracking. They are fighting lawsuits and regulators and technical problems they can't solve. They are not ready for what is coming. We are fresh, we are compliant, we are massive, and we are hungry. The underdog story is almost over. The victory lap is about to begin. Do not let them shake you out now. You are holding the winner's ticket. You are holding the future. When Pi overtakes the top 5, and it will, remember this moment. Remember when everyone doubted. Remember when they laughed, because you'll be the one laughing all the way to financial freedom. Smash the like button if you are ready to watch the rankings flip overnight. Subscribe because you do not want to miss the moment it happens. We won. I'll see you tomorrow.